Next up, we have 10, Daughter of Hallownest from the Hollow Knight Gods and Nightmares soundtrack by Christopher Larkin. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, members get early access. Artists, I want to collaborate with you, give you guitars, throat singing, little ooh kind of thing, whatever it is. I have a whole spiel for that at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them. Other than that, let's go ahead and do this. Daughter of Hallownest. Let's go. Kurt, welcome today. How you doing? Okay, so we start with a few elements. Number one, the most audible one being the harpsichord. We bring in a harpsichord. The harpsichord being this very, very beautiful predecessor of the piano. We've seen these kinds of instruments. They have many variations, and it's just absolutely beautiful from before pianos existed. And this one, of course, with the instrumentation, usually it would just pop into your head, this sounds classy, right? So we're having that, then we're having some of the woodwinds. It sounds like a flute, a couple of the flutes, giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Getting a nod, still nice. Yeah, I'm so glad I haven't needed to shop for an amplifier in a very long time. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Let me see. We bring in the chorus, suddenly. Okay, so we also have a harp doing a little bit of doublings for the harpsichord. We bring in a chorus, sounds like the female part of the chorus, which would be the sopranos and the altos. And let's see where this goes. Ooh, that's the brass. So we had a brief moment of brass, which was the trombones and the tuba, I believe, or maybe just the trombones. Trombone being, of course, this instrument right here, the one with the slide, and then the tuba being this one right here, really, really big, very nice and bassy. So let's see where this goes. So right now, what we are seeing right here, I think, is we are having the harpsichord playing what would be otherwise known as a reduction. So when it comes to orchestration, the concept of reduction is taking whatever the entire ensemble is doing and playing it on the keyboard. So we're doing a keyboard reduction, which means technically everything else that is happening, the harpsichord is as well. So right now it seems like we did have a change in feeling. It could have been a change in time signature. It could have been a change on tempo. But it seems like in general it's still the same. Let me hear a bit more. Okay, so what we're doing over here is we're engaging in polyrhythms in a 6/8 time signature. So when it comes to music, you have three elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Rhythm being the use of time. How fast, how slow things happen, when they happen, beat, that kind of thing. And this is then subdivided into bars or measures. These mean the exact same thing, which then are determined by your time signature. Your time signature is going to be two numbers: upper number, lower number. Upper number is going to be the number of beats you have. Lower number is going to be the type. In English, it's pretty easy to remember. Whole notes are number 1, half notes number 2, quarter notes number 4, eighth notes number 8, 16th notes number 16, so on and so forth. So in the case of a 4/4 time signature, it would be 4 quarter notes, which would then be counting the quarter notes as your metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something to note: one whole note contains 2 half notes. One half note contains 2 quarter notes. 1 quarter note, 2 eighth notes, so on and so forth. And there is also a divide on how you count. quarter notes and bigger, so quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes, those are going to be counted individually when you count. So if you have 4/4, you count each individual quarter note by itself. However, once you enter eighth notes and smaller, you have to engage in what is called subdivisions. So in this case, we're having what I think is a 6/8 measure, 6/8 notes. So 6/8 notes, then we would have to subdivide them into, usually 6/8 is two groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3 is the first group, 4, 5, 6, and it's going to change the feeling of how you count them. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we would be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind of thing. So we are doing that as our metronome, and on top of that, we are engaging in some polyrhythms compared to the time signature. Polyrhythm means rhythm against rhythm. When you have more than one rhythm going on, usually that they clash. And right now we are having, I think we're partly going from 6/8, giving it a 3/4 feeling at times. So 3/4 and 6/8, of course, have the same amount of notes. However, the feeling of 3/8, the way that it is counted, is very different from the feeling of 6/8 being counted. 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be slower, a little bit more pronounced. So it seems like we're dancing back and forth between the two feelings, while we are still keeping the lower end mostly in the 6/8 feeling. Let's see where this goes. We bring in the male part of the chorus, and we engage in a call and response canonic imitation. So call and response being a musical conversation, we just heard it. We had the chorus singing a motif, and then the flutes and the violins immediately repeated it. That's call and response. One part does the call, the other one does the response, and it engaged in canonic imitation. Canonic imitation, just what we heard here. The guys sang, and then the instruments repeated the exact same thing. That is a type of call and response. Let's see where this goes. Now we had the women doing that, but now we had a variation. We bring back to the men. And now we had the women doing a response on the canonic imitation being sequenced. So sequencing being another way that you can develop your material. It's when you play whatever material you have, you repeat it, but you just started from a different point in the scale, or you change part of it to be in a different point, right? So let's say if we take a C major, very simple motif, we can sequence it then by repeating the same idea, just from a different point. And of course, if we change one note or something, we could also have that. We can also do these kinds of things. There are so many ways that you can introduce variations to these things. So, yeah, let's see where this goes. Can men be in the women's section if they have a high enough voice? They could, but chances are if a man would have a voice as high as a female, the man would be doing mostly solo work. Because usually we have that in like tenaturas and sopraninos, where why is choir pronounced choir? No clue. No clue. So, well, probably because the original is the coro, because that's the original word, coro. So, I don't know. So, yeah, no. If a man has as high a vocal range as a woman, usually that will be used for solo things, because those are exceedingly rare. It's extremely rare to have a man with a female range, same as having a woman with a male range. Usually they're going to be used more for their extraordinary nature of their vocals, because even if a guy can reach the same notes as a woman, usually because of the difference between men and women's voices, that is still going to have a different timbre, so people are going to try to write around that. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Alright, so we stop the repetition of this, and so now we are having a transitionary part. We are having the strings, the violins, the cellos engaging in tremolo, which is kind of like rolling your R's in music, while we are going back and forth between the trumpets and the flutes. The trumpets giving us a melody, and then the flutes giving us a reduced version of the melody. Reduction being is when you speed things up. So it changes. We are changing the rhythm, but the time signature has stayed the same. So we're dancing back and forth, I think, between 6/8 and 3/4. The tempo has been the same. So the overall ticking of the metronome has stayed the same. We're just playing around with the rhythm, which is something that you really want to achieve when you're making this kind of music. Let's see where it goes. Ooh, we have... Okay, so that was not a reduction. That was not a reduction, that was a run from the flutes. A run is usually when you play scales really, really fast. So let's see where it goes. There we go. The women are now playing this new version. And we engage in a harmonized melody. Harmonization is when is a concept that in counterpoint would be called parallel motion. Counterpoint, of course, being how melodies are, how they develop, usually in the context of having more than one pit against one another. And counterpoint is measured in motion. There are three main types. There's parallel, there's similar, and then there's contrary. So contrary motion is pretty simple. You have melody 1 going the opposite direction as melody 2. So that kind of thing. Similar motion when they are mostly doing like the starting point, the ending point might be the same, but the in-between is not exactly the same. So something like this, right? That kind of thing. And parallel motion when you have two melodies playing the exact same thing, just from different starting points in the scale. That kind of thing. So we are having now the women, and we call that harmonization when it comes to singing, usually. Or in general, that's more of a contemporary term. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. So yes, we are messing around with the time signature. We now change it to a... So the women went from a staccato to a legato melody. We have slowed things down, which is the opposite of reduction, elongation. We have slowed things down while the harpsichord speeds up, the flutes speed up, giving us this very, very cool sense of contrast between the ensemble and the singers. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. 1, 2, 1. So we change the feeling now to a 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And we are achieving this change by doing accents. Accents in music being for accentuation. When you have the instruments or any layer highlighting specific points in the rhythm. Right now, we have gone from the usual 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we've decided to just swap it over to 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's see where this goes. While we're having the flutes, violins giving us those runs. Violin runs while the vocalists are doing what the chorus is doing, this beautiful incremental melody. Staccato there. By the way, staccato versus legato. Staccato is when you do the short bursts of music, and the opposite being usually legato, when you just let the notes flow into one another. So let's see where this goes. We bring back a partial recapitulation. We've seen some of this material done before. We have that accent again to give us a sense of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are just now bouncing back and forth, bringing this beautiful canonic imitation over here. Having canonic imitation once again, as we did before. Staccato, legato. Now with adornments. Legato melody in the guys. Sequenced version. Now all together, bringing it up. We bring in the brass. We bring in the French horns to give us these beautiful chords along with the trombones. Let's see. And crescendo, louder. One last set of chords. Oh, and we set up for that magic finale. We give it a little moment, engage in a little bit of rhythmic displacement, where we didn't just hit the note when we expected. We pushed it back a little bit so that we could get a little bit of extra build-up, and bang! We end on that high note, and there you have it. What a journey that was. There you go. That was 10, Daughter of Hallownest, from the Hollow Knight Gods and Nightmares soundtrack by Christopher Larkin. Absolutely beautiful. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We have a member who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do game giveaways, stuff like that. If you want to contribute, or if you have other ideas for building the hype, let me know. We'll make as much of it happen as we can. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alting, no rad behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so go check it out. Link down below. Share it with your online and offline communities. Go share it wherever you can. Artists, I want to collaborate. If anybody wants any of my musical skills, whether it is guitars or Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old ooh, ooh, ooh kind of thing, or voice acting or singing, or you need help figuring something out for composition, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. We'll make things work as much as we can. If you're in the audience and you know any artists, let them know. If you think they could benefit from my skills, please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about it. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, regardless of your tier, at least for the LFAs, so become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone. So if you live in Edgefield and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. Central European Time? What's 6 p.m. in Hungary? What is, I don't live there. Don't worry, just go to the Discord or the Twitch. They're both linked down below, and it shows in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel, because of course I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after shows. When they happen, they get recorded on the main channel, and then the recordings go there. We've been playing through like Silent Hill F, Vintage Story. I have a full list of games that I'm gonna go through because I missed out on like 20 years of gaming, so there's a lot on the list that I want to play through. So link down below, or just search on the on YouTube for the same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Hallownest, Daughter of Hallownest. Hollow Knight music is insanely good, dude. Really good stuff, but yeah, let's move on.